A long transitional stage today between Saint-Flour and Albi. On paper, one that could favour a breakaway, but the sprint teams won't have too many chances between now and Paris, and they were looking to end the first part of the tour on a high note before tomorrow's well-earned rest day. 5 riders pulling clear after 3k: Nathalie Elbahan, Anthony Turgis, Tony Galopin, Mads Wirtz and odd Christian Eiking. Mickey Scher was allowed to go with them, so half a dozen men up at the front, but they were kept on a very tight leash by the peloton. The gap never really exceeding 3 minutes as the sprint teams took turns on the front. Jumbo-Visma, Lotto Soudal and De Koning Quick-Step, who were both defending the yellow jersey and trying to keep their powder dry for Elia VIVIANI in the sprint. Well, a couple of regulars in the break today. Eritrean champion Bahan and Tour debutant Wirtz going up the road for the third time in this race, equalling the efforts of Johan Fredo and Stefan Rosetto. With around 65 kilometres to go, Team Ineos decided to mix things up at the front. The British team putting the hammer down with the help of Bora Hansgrohe and Jumbo-Visma and causing a split in the peloton. No major GC riders in the second group and they soon latched back on. The peloton not wanting to catch the break too early, just letting that gap ease back out to 2 minutes. The riders hitting the halfway stage of this year's Tour de France in terms of kilometres at least, even before the first rest day. There was then another huge attack at the front of the peloton with just over 30k to go, and this time they did some serious damage. The yellow jersey, Julian Alaphilippe himself leading the charge as a host of GC favourites missed the split. Pinot, Fuglsang, Nibali, Uran and Porte. The breakaway were quickly swallowed up by the leading peloton, which also contained stage contenders Sagan and Viviani. The chase group desperately trying to scramble across, but they were unable to match the firepower of the teams up front: Movistar, Bora, De Koning and Ineos. Pinot and co set to lose over a minute as the remaining sprinters shuffled into position for the final dash to the line in Albi.
Caleb Ewan starts to step out. Wout van Aert in yellow, Viviani in blue. It is Philipsen in white. Viviani, Wout van Aert, Viviani, van Aert! The triple world champion in his first appearance has won a tour stage. Wout the Magnificent.
Well, what a smart decision it was to bring 24-year-old Van Aert on this tour. The 3-time cyclocross world champion showing his class with a first individual stage win and a fourth for Jumbo-Visma. The Belgian out-sprinting some of the biggest names in the business.
I can't believe it. Beating all the fast guys in the sprint. Oh, sorry, I can't believe it.
Well, Van Aert won the battle today, but it's possible that Ineos won the war in terms of overall victory. As Alaphilippe extended his lead, Geraint Thomas and Egan Bernal put 1 minute and 40 seconds into some of their main GC rivals, Pinot, Uran, Porte and Fuglsang. So much for this being a straightforward transition stage before the rest day. Instead, it could end up having a major impact on the final outcome of the Tour. Alaphilippe retains his yellow jersey, but otherwise a big shake-up in the GC. Thomas and Bernal now up to second and third, ahead of Steven Kreutzweg and Emmanuel Buchmann. Adam Yates, Nairo Quintana and Dan Martin all in the top 10, but Pinot drops to 11th, 1 minute and 21 seconds behind Thomas. Another top 5 finish for Peter Sagan today. He slightly increases his lead in the green jersey standings to 62 points over Matthews. Lotto Soudal still in control of the mountains classification, but they will have their work cut out next week. And there's been a change in white. Bernal taking over from Ciccone as the best young rider. He's 30 seconds ahead of Enric Mas. Alaphilippe will spend a 6th day in yellow on Wednesday as we wind towards the Pyrenees.